to be honest to myself, I'm not doing good about myself because I'm not being able to like figure out what I need to be talking about because there's some kind of thing that's kind of always available in my mind because I'm thinking some kind of thing in my head, but everything some kind of thing that needs to be kind of popping in my head, not kind of popping in my mind because I don't know what I could be singing about. Definitely nothing much in my life that I could be talking about because I could be having to making sure that I could be like talking about some kind of thing that's always making me feel like I could be talking about some kind of thing I have to be like planning to make sure that I could be killing people. I could be making everybody that I could be like trying a bomb and everybody else's kind of face. I would be making them with some kind of remote control like option. All this kind of things not being able to speak about it because I don't have any option for that. Had it been so I had options to make sure that I could be killing everybody else, I could have been speaking about this kind of thing with no reluctance but definitely with some kind of open kind of mind. But definitely the kind of thing that I could be figuring out maybe kind of thinking of there's some kind of like a lack of any kind of word, a lack of any kind of conviction, lack of any kind of like confection about myself because I'm kind of like confection about myself, so I couldn't make any kind of like to be taking some kind of like food or some kind of feed about myself. I don't know what I could be thinking about. There's some other thing that we was talking about is that we talked about is like I have to be figuring out what I need to be talking about because at the end of the day I've done speaking so much because I don't have a gift of the gap. I don't know what I could be talking about. Basically I'm kind of shy, so I'm not really the kind of person that could be like letting every kind of thing that I be speaking about having which like could be like getting everybody else or maybe they could be having to be giving me some kind of prompt about talk this kind of thing about this kind of word. I had to be giving me some kind of word, but word after word I could be using the video to make sure I could be turning up into some kind of rap. But you know like thinking something that will like figuring out in my head, I will making sure I could be concentrating something then we can concentrate in my mind and I could be talking about in terms of some kind of rap. That's not going to be the case because nowadays I'm not really making sure I could come up with any kind of rap because all the kind of agenda that is kind of like profoundly some kind of like getting me some kind of like propaganda is like I'm not really making sure I could be like profoundly making some kind of like assumption that I need to be not being able to talking about the kind of rap and to be only talking about some kind of shock. And at the end of the verses, what need to be done is like I have to be making some kind of assumption that need to be kind of assumed by my side because I was going to assumption that need to come to getting myself like to be like taking some kind of like flipping or some kind of like ear lapping for myself so that is like really making feel like getting myself like to be having to really taking some kind of thing, some kind of dysfunction, some kind of compunction, some kind of remorse, some kind of like some kind of like happening or some kind of habitual, some kind of like secret to improve myself in some kind of ways to like head because I could be making sure I could be done about the because justice need to be done is like I'm not looking at taking any help but this kind of helping me because when I the voice like I could have to think like I could have changing my mind from like getting some kind of help from somebody like if I have to come from impromptu rather than come suggestion rather than prompting from videos I could have been getting myself from divergence from the getting like from the mind like getting a kind of help from letting me coming up with a kind of rap becoming spoken by myself by making sure I could taking out picking up plucking up any kind of word from everybody so to make sure I be using also making sure making sure I will be building on it I will be making like I will be like talking about it that's not going to be the case and had been like I will like praising this frame of the film for minor to is plugin of the face to is plugin of some like principal minor to the case and had been like getting myself making some like subconscious and like oblivion ways to come up with the rap now we have to be like feeling up with ways to come up with the chances to come like continue to be making sure that we coming up with the rap. But at some kind of verses that need to be done is like I'm not like willing to make sure that we can excuse that need to be done is like I'm willing to make sure some kind of excuse that we have to do for myself some kind of thing that we have to be done is like I'm willing to make everybody else getting some we have to be foreign or come like with their face but really like make sure they have to take some justified angle that we come like they have to exculpate or make sure like exclude make sure they have to get it to make like exodus so called box this by chap from test of to make sure that we not be able to get a person in some way that need to be done because the expansion needed to make sure that we have to see as well was that will make sure that they need to be there and come up with the course but I'm not going to make sure I'm giving any course to videos but definitely my mind is telling me the course of videos but definitely my heart is not letting me feel like because videos this conflict so what turn with my mind and heart is like letting me feel not being able to come up with the form maybe making sure that I need to respect my mindset much kind of like taking also like ways to come up with some kind of words to come up with like have to be stopping my word from coming up with in terms of rap that's what things that for looking for. I don't know what I could fucking it I'm gonna waste and make sure I could let him fuck team. I'm gonna make sure that I could fighting about it I could feel some kind of like dysfunction, some kind of like convulsion or some kind of like conveyance about myself that I'm not be able to make sure I could like execution and some kind of like executed with some kind of performance some kind of like perfection need to go some performance some kind of like taking myself into some kind of ways I could have to get it back to some kind of like ways that is not possible for my kind of some kind of work because I need to express what I need to be nice like I'm not able to make sure I'm making some kind of expansion about myself ability, but if you don't have ability, not all time taking some kind of feeling of some kind of like assumption or some kind of thing, or some kind of thing that you need to become assumption by myself, because I will sort of thing what you need to go from the series like I'm really like I'm taking some kind of non association with the kind of feedback for every day is going to want, because I was going to want me to come with it by myself is not going to feeling some kind of like how many some kind of feeling some kind of like plumping of some kind of head, then you kind of being kind of bullshit of some kind of like volleyball about myself, kind of ocean makes that really become to be spoken by myself, because I really like I'm feeling kind of out about myself and what actually I'm trying to make sure there's some kind of thing I need to come to spoken by myself, like I'm really making sure I have to like thinking some kind of thing that I need to come to ponder in my mind. There's some kind of thing that I need to ponder. I don't know what I could pondering about. There has to be some kind of thing, some kind of element that needs to be kind of pondered in my mind, kind of pondered in my kind of amendment that need to be kind of pondered about, because I haven't been so I could lost the ability to ponder some kind of thing that I'm not being able to come up with some kind of thing to wrap it about. I had to do some kind of thing that I had to be repeated or kind of repeating it myself to make sure I could have getting myself into some kind of writing some kind of thing that's being kind of written from me. I could be reading it for everybody else kind of saying that had been so I could be like not being able to reading, not being writing any kind of thing or writing any kind of words that you lot of word where we have like story that need to be kind of written by myself. I'm not being able to do some kind of thing that need to be done. It's like I'm not being able to come up with any kind of storytelling, because not being able to creating myself, I could be writing it first and I could be like talking about it. But previously I was into some kind of mindset that I could be making sure I was able to do some kind of thing that I was popping out some kind of story in my head. I was able to tell or look at the story. I would be able to say all the story, but I was into some kind of middle. I don't know whether it was kind of true, but definitely I hope that I feel that maybe from the present circumstances I could be like figuring out maybe that was the case, but I was able to do some kind of thing that was like directly implementing some kind of story that need to become a story line to be some kind of story told by myself, in order to make sure I could be having to ponder some kind of story in my head, then I could make sure I could be taking it directly to some kind of rapping accent. But nowadays I'm not being able to come up with a story line to be spoken by my side. But first I have to make sure that I could have to be reading into some kind of story I could be having to put in my mind. I could be like figuring out what I need to be like talking about, that I need to be figuring out some kind of story that story need to be speaking about. But nowadays I'm doing this kind of thing, but previously I was into some kind of thing that the story was obviously into some kind of my head that was used to pop up. I could be having to like I was into some kind of mental that I was able to directly tell what the kind of story was popping up in my head. That was in my ways to make sure I could have to be implementing myself through the app. But really nowadays I'm not being able to do that. I don't know why I'm not being able to do that. There's some kind of mistake, some kind of gap. I don't know how I could be making sure like not being able to come up with this kind of that distance or distance in the living feel I could be playing up making sure I could be like taking myself to some indication Nikesh NINETKESHIS Nikeshing. I don't know what the fuck Nikesh will mean. I remember that making me some kind of some kind of mend or some kind of amendment. Amending I mean some kind of like doing some kind of turbulence about the fact that I could be making sure I could be like getting myself into some kind of hate turbulence, just to making sure I could be like figuring out some kind of thing that into kind of Nikesh will be done. Nikesh I will be saying like some kind of negatively, because I'm not saying about nigga, not some kind of gains and some kind of denial. But Nikesh is something that is not kind of into some kind of makes that kind of like some kind of like local origin. I don't know who it could be. Nikesh will be. But that's not going down for several ways. It's kind of thing, but definitely it's kind of thing that's kind of popping out of my mind is like a lot of giving me like I'm hoping to giving hope, HOVE. HOVING hoping is HOV ing like HOVING hoping is to like popping over my head to giving me so like I could not kind of spinning myself in some kind of way that I could be popping about. I don't know this kind of word is like not my agenda, because I don't really make sure I could be talking about some kind of fixed storyline. I don't know what I could be planning about, because when I try to come up with like a rap, there's no kind of fixed assumption, no kind of fixed plan, no kind of fixed kind of storyline, no kind of fixed kind of direction I could be talking about. I could be talking random that will be making no sense, but definitely I could be like into my face mind. I was like hoping for doing some kind of thing, but definitely I'm not kind of happy with my kind of performance with myself. But this is not a kind of mistake that when I was doing good, I was into some kind of fame in my mind that I was making sure I always do some kind of burpee, always some kind of look up to making sure I was into some kind of fame in the mind that I always wanted to be in the presence of fame of mind. That I will be making sure that without having to be concerned about what I could be talking about, without being concerned about what I could be speaking about, without having to be any kind of concern about what could be coming out of my mind, I will still be able to rap. But in terms of my kind of situation, I'm in the best situation to make sure I will still kind of blasting about myself. But definitely in this particular situation, I'm not being able to like burst off properly, because there's some kind of thing that's going to holding me back. I don't know what is going to think that's going to hold me back. I'm making sure that I have to make sure that it's going to think that's going to hold me back. I need to be like overcoming this kind of system. I need to make sure I can be letting myself be kind of fear of somebody else, not kind of like fear of anybody, but definitely fear of somebody else. I can't be letting feel like we have to like holding me back. I don't know if this is not kind of fear, but this is some kind of like lackness for myself, because I know that despite maybe kind of trying to kind of harm them or not, but definitely I could be making sure that I could be harming them more than that. I could be like making sure that I could be like breaking their head, breaking their nails, breaking their kind of have to be like in that column, constantly making sure that I could be like overcoming this kind of breakage, this kind of bondage, but still I'm not being able to do the with that with my feast, with my rap, with my anything. That's why I'm not feeling some kind of more kind of displaced about myself. Had it been so, I would have been feeling that I'm displaced. I would have been done something that's greatly for myself. But you know, to make sure that I could be like overcome this kind of displacement or this kind of lack of being able to do what is needed to be done. I'm feeling some kind of loathsome towards myself. This kind of loathsomeness is taking some kind of control over me. That's why I'm not being able to do what is needed to be like done to. I don't know. I'm not somebody who is going to make sure that I could be like demanding me for any kind of thing, because definitely I'm not going to be making sure that I could be demanding myself by some kind of reverse psychology and to become used or become employed or become employed or become applied for this kind of situation. It's like I'm not going to be making sure that I can make any kind of disturbance to anybody else, but let everybody else do whatever thing they need to be done, because every kind of thing that's coming up to this one kind of world up situation is like they could be having to be talking some kind of shit about myself, about my kind of a soul. That's not going to be the case, because my suit is all my suit or myself is like always into some kind of like being suited or kind of booted, but definitely not really like, but definitely my soul is always inside of my kind of a self. She is always inside of my kind of rib cage. That's why I'm not being kind of bothered. But for the fact is that has been so that they could be having to be not being commenting up or not being commenting about my soul, has been so that they could be having to be coming to be directly as some kind of guy, or they would have been making sure they could have been challenging me as a guy. I would have made sure by that I would have like done this with my rap, and I would have made sure that everybody would have fallen prostrate on my face. Then I don't know why they are always taking some kind of tool about the weakling, maybe I will my grandma, maybe all the kind of my soul, because nobody has kind of soul. I have made everybody's soul into some kind of shit. That's why they're taking some kind of tool about myself. That's why I'm feeling some kind of weak. But apart from that, I only kind of thing that I'm feeling weak is about because my home people, they are kind of like acting as a Brutus. Even right across is kind of acting as a Brutus, and sometimes that's why I'm feeling something like loathsome about her. I discovered like turbulence in my mind is like playing some essential vector is not being able to let me feel like from doing whatever thing needed to be done. But that's why I'm not feeling like justified anger or like ways to make sure that I'm feeling of why I'm not being able to do whatever thing is like being able to be like intuitively and intuitively made sure to be have made of, so as to make sure that she won't be like do all this kind of bullshit kind of thing. Because if she's kind of fear of and anybody else for even kind of Vishnu, I will make sure that I will be killing them by the way that they need to be done to be something some more access. And Vishnu shit is need to be make sure that we have to give me some kind of shot on the head, and means like I mean not by killing Vishnu with my kind of feast. I would be like familiar with some kind of headshot with some kind of like, shot of my face on the like head with some kind of like gun kind of influence. I would be feeling like aesthetics or some kind of like aesthetics of myself, because they have to make sure that they do kind of like assumption and kind of the presumption to make sure that they could be giving me some kind of access or some kind of attribution to make sure that I could be feeling I could be feeling some kind of fearful about that. Not going to be the case, because it's not me who's going to be fearful of the people. It's like people need to be fearful about me, because I'm kind of a god of gods. Nobody else is a god of gods. I'm not being able to some kind of like with my ability to make sure that despite me being alone and everybody else being kind of pressurizing me because I'm the alone one over him, and everybody being some kind of like the mask quantity, they could be having to like taking advantage of the crowded, but still like we have to be dashing me down. That's going to be the case. But I could be making sure that I could be on the other hand I will be taking every kind of influence on everybody else. I could be bashing on everybody else, but still I'm not making sure that I could be letting everybody else to making sure that they are bashing on me, because me being the alone I could be making sure that I could be like taking control over all this kind of five, and all this kind of five taken together, they will be able to take kind of control over me. That's kind of a thing that's always coming up in my head. But this kind of thing that needs to be done is under something I'm able to do all this kind of thing with some kind of compassion, with some kind of like conviction. I'm not being able to getting some kind of satisfaction in my overhead. And as long as I'm not getting some kind of satisfaction, that's not being able to come up with my kind of rapping ability, that's not being able to be kind of a translate, kind of transfer, some kind of transfer, kind of a translate, kind of replicate to my rapping ability, as to make sure I could be like getting myself, I could be making some kind of like I mean some kind of like injection and required spoken, or making sure I could be like speaking some kind of thing and to kind of the kind of rapping ability, the indication I could be talking about some kind of rap about the fact that there's nobody spoken about it. And despite of that, there's no kind of thing I could be feeling some kind of issues and you speaking about, because all the kind of thing that's going to be talking about for the time is now because there's no kind of formal, no kind of first kind of thing. I'm not being able to say about something needs to be spoken, because this kind of thing is like imminent for the part timing now. This is kind of at the present moment is kind of popping out in my head. This is kind of thing that I'm speaking about. But for me, my rapping is not really like a thing that's the kind of thing I will say. Making sure I will not be able to see, but definitely I will be happy to make sure I will be doing something between seeing and I'm going to be able to make sure I will be heavily be making sure I will be like having to be making sure something and do this much so much into some spoken by my side to be seen about. Because of seeing abroad, I must see epoch, some kind of thing there into epoch life is not a way to make sure that we have to give me some kind of assumption, because at the end of the day, what is need to have to be spoken about my size, and I want to be making sure that I have to be easy myself or rapid some kind of story is not going to be the case. I don't know what I could be like doing for the rest of my life. I don't know whether I will be able to come up with a rap for the betterment of myself. But with this kind of ability to come up with no rap, this won't be doing anything justified action to making sure like a very expressive match in some kind of copper, in some kind of like round copper, with kind of coffee base, so to make sure like have to be like being expressive, making sure like have to come up with kind of exclusiveness to come up with like thing that to have to be done is like I'm willing to make sure I have to be like tangibly or some kind of line tangibly come up with any kind of line to make sure that I'm making kind of assumption that need to be done. But still I got my bonbita again, but simply making sure this camera got my kind of bonbita that was into something that's come not come illegal, but the very first time I asked my mom, there's not come illegal, but definitely nothing in my head, in my mind is kind of illegal for me. I could be doing whatever need to be done, but definitely I will make sure I'm not kind of taking any kind of action in my mind. When I come here, that's kind of taking my some kind of face that need to have been done is like because I could be happy to make sure I could be like not talking because I need to done because I could be saying that I could be talking about this kind of particular minute. I will make sure I will be live up to the expectation that I will be talking about this kind of minute. I could be doing that, but definitely I don't want to do that because if I were to be making sure that I could be saying that I could be like rapping out for like 25 minutes, I will be doing some 25 minutes rap, but I have to be doing very much being kind of caution. It will be I'm kind of cautious, but definitely I'm not really making sure that I will be living a life with caution, with some kind of cautious because I'm living a life with some kind of lethargy, some kind of sprawl. I'm not really making sure that I will be living a life that is kind of into some kind of injection, some kind of like inviction or some kind of conviction to making sure that I will be living a life that is kind of like levitating me or making sure that I have to like raising me to making sure that I will be any kind of like assumption that need to have to take making myself like I have to holding the coffee in my hand and it's kind of like holding with the coffee in my hand that's kind of taking my brain towards some other direction and I'm wrapping in the other hand that's taking my brain to another direction and in the between this kind of two kind of turmoil I'm being stuck to make sure that I have a rap. So no matter for everybody else, even me, I don't know. I mean, apart from me, everybody else will never be able to do this kind of thing because they could be having to be like doing some kind of multitasking while come up with a kind of app. Not going to be the case. Their brain will be taking some kind of like reverse tone in them. They could be getting them some kind of brain burst without me to having to be dropping any feast on them. But this is some kind of thing that's kind of psychologically disturbing everybody else. But definitely this is kind of psychological disturbing me because I'm feeling happy because I'm not really making sure that this kind of thing that need to be disturbed by everybody else. Like they could be feeling like they could have be taking themselves being happy because they will be feeling like happy by not being able to do all this kind of thing because they will have to be getting themselves to self-satisfaction or some see I just missed the word. It has to be some kind of word like some kind of a or some what kind of I don't know what was I was to like come one to talking about myself that I could be missing the word. It's like I feel like I could be talking about that they could be feeling of self smug, self happy that okay it's good I'm not got about that I'm not able to do this. But then I'm going to case I don't want from anybody else. They have to try, but definitely while they try they will be feeling some kind of failure. This kind of failure needs to be killing them. This kind of a feeling I'm going to be having to try for everybody else. Having which I'm not letting everybody else to make sure that we have to be putting up some kind of a substandard or above standard kind of standards, then to be making sure that people will be having to be thinking there's being kind of not being able to trying all this kind of thing, and while they could be trying all this kind of thing they could be falling prostrate on their face because they won't be feel like any kind of ways to come up with kind of successful to come up with any kind of thing that we have been kind of being done by me. So despite me have been doing all this kind of thing that need to have to be done by myself because I will not really making sure that I have to be getting any kind of easy fight because all this kind of thing that I will be doing I will definitely try to do all this kind of thing because I can't be a million personality. I will be giving every some other ways to making sure I will be doping them, I will be making sure I will be inviting them, rather I will be making sure I will be compulsioning them because I will be compelling them into some kind of thing that need to make sure that they will have to be putting themselves in some kind of ways that need to be having to putting them so that they have to be feeling like they need to be careful with any kind of trial with this kind of system or with this kind of 8 men that I will be doing, and while they will be trying to do all this kind of thing they will be able to be like never being able to come up with any kind of satisfaction of kind of saturation of very kind of thing that to make sure that they will be getting them to be kind of satisfied with this kind of ability to perform on this kind of thing because when they will be trying all this kind of thing what has been kind of tried by me they will be falling like they will be feeling some kind of miserably, and this kind of failure is what I want from them because I have been so they are like not letting everybody else to make sure they will be trying my ways and then they will be falling kind of freely but they will be having to be getting themselves into kind of success because they will be able to come up with whatever thing whatever kind of ways I will be doing all the thing in one ways they will be feeling like they won't be able to get themselves into kind of success, or maybe they won't be able to like complete the task, and with this kind of inability or with this kind of like feeling of some kind of depth or feeling of some kind of lackness in them, some kind of laggingness in them, that is like they won't be able to like reach their kind of destination despite me having giving them so much kind of like hype, so much kind of aloofment, so much kind of acme. They still be feeling like they have like living short of like feeling that kind of excitement, living short of feeling that kind of amendment, living short of feeling on this kind of like being kind of at the verge of kind of not being kind of getting extinction, obviously at the verge of making some kind of thing that need to be making sure they have to be like taking their some kind of plans that they will be having to be letting themselves at the verge of some kind of like being some kind of at the glory of the some kind of being kind of a god of gods, being at some kind of thing that is kind of at some kind of part of me or a part of me equal to me. They will be feeling like they have to be like still far away from making things where to be making sure that we have to be making some kind of things that we have going by the side, because I there's some kind of thing that I need to make sure that I could be like letting them think that they could be, I'm not being able to like contrast this kind of thing my mentally in my words, because I had been so that I could be trying to make sure that the people will be taking into some kind of like high, some kind of frenzy, that they will be trying to make sure that they could be like leaving my path, or they could be walking my path, but still they won't be able to like walk my path in a way that I could be walking. They could be like stomping on their face, and this kind of stomping on their face will be happy to be getting some kind of desired pleasure or desired some kind of happiness in my mind, because I know that I have given them enough kind of thing just to make sure that we can be giving my power, giving my kind of scope, giving my kind of ability to make sure that we have to be like getting myself into some kind of like will be walking my path. But despite I have given them everything, they still not being able to walk my path. They have fallen frosted on their face, and they have fallen kind of unable of, they have fallen kind of miserably failed in the kind of a space, because they are kind of capable of any kind of thing. They are kind of talentless, they are some kind of worthless, kind of flux rehabilitation of people that need to kind of be kicked on their face. That's why I'm feeling some kind of like kind of loathsome about them, and it's kind of thing I could be asking for them. I'm not asking. I'm just making sure that I will be doing some kind of thing with my ability to do any kind of thing that's kind of being kind of done by my side to my head, so as to make sure I'm not really letting anybody else, to make sure they could have it to like still be kind of doing some kind of thing that is by myself, or making sure that I have it to be like my Maggie by myself, that is I'm not kind of letting myself like be letting everybody else to come up by my fire, or making sure that they have it to like following my path, but still they won't be having to be not be able to reach my destination where I have reached, because they will have been given every kind of advantage, but still they won't be able to make it to the top. That's kind of satisfaction I need to be making sure I could be drawing from them. And once they could be failing on their heart, and when they will be coming into some kind of tears, some kind of cry, or some kind of like, into some kind of ways to making sure they could be like ramshackling, they could be breaking down, they could be making sure they could be having to be shattering by their kind of self, and they could be asking for begging for mercy, begging for some kind of trash, begging for some kind of like punishment. I will be not even giving them some kind of punishment, I will be just giving some kind of like kick on their face, or dropping a not only feast is some kind of good for thing, but I will be making sure I could be giving them one tight slap on their face, and we will be making sure that I could be like kicking their heart and lifting them away from my system, because that means they could be having to not be kind of made to kind of like downfall, or making sure that they could have not being kind of led to be kind of failed miserably, and not feeling kind of justified ways to kind of celebrate. Had it been so that could be not being able to celebrate their kind of downfall, I would be happy to feeling someone happy about myself, not being able to feel some kind of like action to be making sure that I could be taking some kind of like needed kind of venture that need to be taken by my side to be come up with some kind of ability to making my like I'm not being able to do whatever thing need to be done. But I'm still making some kind of assumption that I need to have it to making some kind of effectivity, or some kind of effectuality that need to be effectually some kind of doing some kind of affection that need to come being kind of deemed to by myself, based for myself. Definitely I'm not talking about how this kind of timing now, but definitely one thing that coming in my mind is something that is being spoken in my mind, or spoken in my head, but definitely my main that is spoken in my mind is that she's not going to come from this one thing that need to be spoken by myself, because I'm not going to my God, anybody else to come from taking some kind of only walking some kind of thing in my mind, come from life, maybe kind of thing, or making sure that we have to be talking some kind of sensibility. But as far as the conviction, or as far for the conviction, what need to have to be done is like I'm not for taking myself like some like choking that need to have to be done is like I'm not being able to again and again being able to say something that needs to be spoken and done, because I have spoken whatever thing was spoken in my mind, but whatever thing has to be spoken in my head has been kind of spoken already. But now for the time I don't know how to make sure I go fast stretching my rap with any kind of like equivocation of kind of a tergivativeness, or make kind of evasiveness, kind of in my rapping ability, so making sure I have to be elongating myself so short essay long long. I don't have much more content I was speaking about, but apart from the content, what could be needing to be done is like I could have been doing some kind of dubious roundabout ways to come up with anything that we spoken about, but I don't want to do that. Has been I'm not being able to come up with any kind of roundabout for the timing now. That's also kind of bad to say of my kind of ability to not be able to come up with any kind of rapid has been if I'm not being able to roundabout the same kind of a story with any kind of like many fluous way, or kind of multifluous way. I wouldn't be having to be making sure I could be like superfluous about my ability to come up with any kind of like wordplay, or any kind of like ideation play, or any kind of play that I need to have this program on my side, just to make sure that we're never running out of, or never falling short of any kind of idea. But in order to make sure that I need to I could be enjoying my rap, I need to make sure that I have to be coming up with some kind of content, because I'm not just somebody who's kind of taking some kind of happiness, or maybe drawing some kind of pleasure out of life, that I could be like repeating the same kind of thing again and again, because I don't want to repeat the same kind of flaws, same kind of clause, same kind of story, same kind of like line, same kind of punchline again and again, because I need to I could be not being able to come up with a new differentiated some new kind of introspection, different new kind of not only different but more than different kind of a new kind of ways to come up with a kind of innovation with my rapping ability to say some kind of rap that is kind of everyday mind. I'm not being feeling quite happy in my head, but definitely without being kind of happy, I'm not feeling quite justifiedly to come up with any kind of like self smart self confectionery, or some kind of self conviction, some kind of self propellants toward myself to getting myself into some kind of ways I need to have it to be done is like I'm feeling some kind of self adjective to making sure that I can be like praising myself with some kind of word because I have to I can be feeling of myself kind of glorified by myself evenly glorified is a kind of shallow word because I need to make sure that I could be having to feeling some kind of self kind of smug self kind of not kind of esteem or not but definitely some kind of thing that's not definitely some kind of ego but I need to make sure that I could be feeling some kind of self smug self kind of esteem some kind of like height about maybe some kind of lofty about myself I could be feeling some kind of self like bigger than a picture larger than life about myself that will be making a control in my life. But as long as I'm not able to feeling some self kind of entity, I'm not feeling kind of self kind of heavy about myself, I'm not be able to make sure I will be big. See that this kind of word is not going to taking me into some kind of ways that I could be feeling some kind of help, or maybe feeling like I could be feeling some kind of like make it some kind of ways to making sure that I could be feeling some kind of like ultimate some kind of myself kind of glory. Again and again, it's called bullshit comments, some kind of thing that some kind of thing, obviously about plunging into my life. I don't know who's kind of responsible for bullshit. I don't know what. Maybe somebody who's like by my side is they kind of doing some kind of bullshit by my side. I don't know who's going to think she could be making sure that she could be not going to letting me be like self kind of smug of self kind of like ability to come up with everything that need to be done. And I had sure that this could be having to be my soul. I will be feeling like I will be having to dropping this kind of entire milk on her because I will making sure that when it's time to make sure I will feeling some kind of self affection or some kind of like glorified or not glorified self kind of like convinced or self kind of like attributed or self-confirmed like self-satisfied with myself is the word. It's like I'm not being able to come up with a kind of self-satisfaction because whenever I try to come up with a kind of self-satisfaction, some kind of thing is kind of popping out in my mind that's kind of letting me from come up with a kind of self-satisfaction. As somebody is kind of poking some kind of ways that is not letting me to come up with a kind of feeling of self-satisfaction. As long as I'm not coming up with a kind of feeling of self-satisfaction, I'm not feeling happy about myself.